say your favourite thing to do on the farm was?
Oh, sheep.
Sheep.
But then cows were quite good, but they weren't quite as nice as sheep were. Because to begin with, you never fed sheep through the winter.
Wow.
You just fed them. They had to fend for themselves. Until we had the big snow in 77, wasn't it?
Yeah.
97. Anyway, when the snow was gone, then it proved that it needed extra feeding. So they started then making blocks so that they could eat them. So you kept the block where if you were a bit away from a burn, then you took it further away. So they had to walk to the burn to get rid of the sod. So when they get rid of the sod, they were a wee while before they get back. Therefore they didn't eat so much.
I liked clipping sheep. I was quite good at it. Learned along with your grandfather. John Corey was the instructor for the wool board, and Samuel Lawson, can't remember his first name.
Billy Lawson, was he?
Billy Lawson, that's right.
He taught me to clap as well.
Did he?
So many sheep did you have at Macra?
Many sheep, we had 730
Wow.
and 83 cows.
I think when I got my chickens, my broiler chickens, and had them, I liked all the jobs all right, but I liked the broiler chickens. Then bring them on.
What did you do with them?
I sold them, killed them and sold the surplus.
Yeah, right from the start, what did you do with them?
Alright, they came day-old chickens, and you had to look after them very careful to start with, keep giving them plenty of heat and all the things, and food and water and everything. Then they got stronger where I could get fed once a day or that. So, no, it was just, I quite enjoyed them some way.
Well, I never really done farm. I wasn't really on the farm. You know, it was the likes of John Sellers' farm, but I used to, quite an odd time I would take the hay out, you know, it was wee bales at the time, and we'd take them out in the bar. I would take it 3 or 4, whatever is out in the barrow, and put it out for them, yeah, I've done that. It was only actually cows they had. Oh no, well wait a minute, John had sheep grazing, just for grazing, I think. Did he? I did, because I remember there was one we had up in one of the fields with a great big hole. I think somebody had been digging a well and they never filled it in or covered it, and this poor sheep must have fallen into it, and Stupid actually jumped in to get her out, and of course it started running round and round and round. And it had, you know, the brambles and everything as well. But eventually, I think my dad was there as well. We got her out. They grew hay. I think they had cotton. I think the cotton was at Cairnfield. No, I don't think it was at the thrasher up to thrash. No, I think it was mostly just hay. You know, the wee bales we used, and they had the horses, and it wasn't a tractor in those days, it was a horse and the rake for raking it in and putting it into wee coils.
Loved them, but I hated horses because in my younger days I would be leading the horse up and down the drills to keep them off so they could go into the turnips. And I hated them because their feet went this way. They didn't go straight. They went that way and that way. So that's the way And I never liked them, and even after I was working with them, no, I wouldn't have them.
I'll tell you one job I did enjoy doing was rolling the corn crops, you know, after it had been ploughed and sown. We rolled it with a horse, and following the horse was great. I really enjoyed that. I used to come home early from school, straight up the road and onto the roller. That was a good job. Not as fast as present day circumstances.
What were the cows like to work with?
Well, they were all right. You could work with a cow because the head was the same as a dog. It loved something to eat. So therefore you could get it to work. Except for one or two which was just pure bullies. And they were the bosses.
Well, down at Cairnfield, where they had their main farm, they had their milk cows, just maybe three or four milk cows. And I used to milk me Terry. She was a great wee cow. She would stand no problem. I liked Terry. Milked her.
What about the cows? What jobs did you like with those?
I don't know what jobs I like, but what kind of jobs I did was Papa would be doing the tractor. So if I was there open shutting gates and things, he could get down much less time than jumping out and in and shutting and opening. And the feeding, I liked the feeding too. I liked feeding them too in the cubicle shed. Then we took them to Balnacool, away down the road with that ground. So we had to take them away down there in the summer. First of all, when we started, we had to walk them. But then we got where we had a horse box, and a big box, and we could put them in it and take them down easier. So we did that every year, spring and down in the spring and back up for winter.
The thing is, the person that was working had to have it up here. He had to have knowledge that he should know what was happening. If you don't have knowledge, then you be well no farming. Because there are a lot of people who's got sheep. They don't even know which sheep's what. That's no use. You've got to have it up here that you know that sheep's not right. And if a sheep's not right, get it inside and get it so you get extra feeding for it.
One of the pastimes that I had over at Macri I enjoyed was taking a stroll up the Macri and coming back with a little fish.
The fish just jump out the burn, did they, when you walk past? You know?
Just about.
Yes.
The first year I went to Macri, it was very hot. It was a sizzler, and the bun was practically dry. And I never seen fish like it in my life. You could just about walk across them. There were that many in the...
Would you know all your sheep?
And the dogs know them too.
Mm-hmm.
One dog I had always waited his chance, and it always went in and grabbed the sheep with the hind leg. I always wondered why I did it, but then I found out it was hit with that sheep when it was younger, and it had remembered that sheep, and anytime it got a chance it would do that.
Wow.
So
Then when I was about 11, I was at school and I had this terrible stomachache, and I was taken into the schoolhouse because I couldn't stand kept in the schoolroom. It was Miss McKelvey that was the head teacher there. She stayed in the schoolhouse, and she took me into her house, and that was on the Friday. And my dad said, "Oh, you need a doctor." No, I don't want a doctor. I don't need a doctor. I'm fine. I don't need a doctor. And that was the Friday. The Saturday, I said, "It's getting worse." He said, "Right, I'm sending for the doctor. You're getting the doctor." And it was a Dr. Miller. It was this doctor at the time, and he stayed up. His surgery was just up across the road from Dr. Grass's there. And he came up on the Sunday and he said, "You'll have to go to hospital for appendicitis." And he'd gone up the string in the ambulance. They sent for the ambulance and I was taken down. I think the doctor must have taken me down to Croton Door to get the ambulance. I don't think I would have managed to walk through like that. But anyway, I got the ambulance and went up the string to the hospital. My appendix burst. It was the peritonitis, and they weren't sure whether I was going to make it or not. It was in, that was in the days they kept me in hospital for, dear knows, so I was in hospital for 3 weeks with that.
So what about Chernobyl? You remember
Well,
that?
we had it, yes. But, well, I've got my own opinion on that. I got rid of it, but that's between me and the government.
Yeah.
It was quite a novelty, because it was quite a bad thing.
Funny you should mention that, because the day of the Chernobyl disaster, or the day after it, I was out round the sheep. It was lambing time, and it was 6:30 I come in the morning, wasn't it? I come in and I said to Mary, "I don't know what the hell's wrong. My lips feel as if there's nitrogen." And just later on in the day we heard in the news Chernobyl.
I can remember Chernobyl all right. That was just extra work. That's all that was, because you had to bring in all the things for the high hills and get them tested. I can't remember if it was every month or no. Papa would probably tell you how often it was. He worked out anyway. If it was going smoothly, he was making 20 pence an hour. So everybody said, "Oh, that's great. The ones that are right indirect in Chernobyl, they'll be making a fortune." No, there's no fortune to be made in that. No.
But anyway, that was my experience of Chernobyl, which affected the sales of lambs for several years. Where there was always a high level of raise of the...
I was a member of the Red Deer Commission, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Some of the landlords wouldn't speak to you until they wanted something passed through the committee, and they would go and speak to you then to try to get you to vote for them. So the training board was quite a good thing, provided you were given time to think it, because I couldn't think quick enough for a lot of these boys. Some of them can think just like a shot and have an answer to them, but I was quite slow, and that was one of the troubles I had in life.
We used to, Dad used to cut feet, and we used to have to go down and bar them, and we used to take them out of the bar and spread them out, and then go down at, maybe 3 or 4 weeks later to turn them. You know, had to lay them on one side and then turn them to the other side to get them dried, and then we'd fit them together. And then we'd get to start with, there was the horse and cart my brother had to take them up to the house, and then we get the tractor.
I got the first tractor in 1948 when I was 5 years old, and the company delivered it. Ferguson company delivered it, and while my father was in paying the man, I took it for a run down the village and back. I was down as far as the golf course.
Did you get it back in one piece?
I did.
Yeah.
Just as well.
And for years after that, every time my father wanted the tractor and trailer reversed into a tight spot, he got me to do it.
I was fond of dogs because I always liked a good dog. I liked it to do what it was told. So I persevered with a young dog till I got it working towards me. I didn't try to force it onto the dog. I let the dog work with me. Now the dogs were very good. If I met a neighbour on the hill, the dog would get between me and the neighbour. It would get between us. Now that was the love the dog had for me. Now,
Did you have a favourite dog?
pardon?
Did you have a favourite dog?
No,
No.
the dogs were favourites when they were working well. So I had got one from my brother, which I'd went into a car on the road, and he gave me it to, I could do something with it. And it wouldn't do anything else but run after another dog, until one day I threw the stick at it, and the stick bounced twice and I hit it in the head. I thought it was dead. I thought, well, that's it. When I got to the head of the glen, who was behind me but the dog? Well, after that, it was a good working dog. It wouldn't bother another dog. It learned that lesson that was as far as it could go. And I won, you see the trials, or you get the photographs of the trials that I won. I loved a good working dog.
I suppose the big upheaval was when I left the farm and moved down here. But apart from the business side, we had a lot of struggles there, but we didn't have all the organisation and coming down here and making a new home. That all went smooth enough. And we had all the family to help us too. The family all come as much as they could manage to help. So no, and there's other farmers came to help too. That's what they're like, they help each other. So it's a nice community here, everybody helps each other. So it was good, yes, we got on fine with that. Papa was always telling me I was the one that was feeling it worse. But if he got ill, he really got ill with that. So I think he was feeling it worse than I was. Because he was born there, lived all his life there. So, aye.
That'll be because they live out with the...
See, perfect. Nothing wrong with it. What are you laughing at?
It's funny. You, Catherine,
Yeah.
my flashing.
Oh, it's a bin man, isn't it? Aye. He says, where's that woman today? Oh God, he's going to have a job turning. I hope Pal's not filming the bin man.